Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. It's Friday. That's Delita. I am Travis.
Hey, everybody.
We have a big pay-per-view tomorrow. Lots of stuff going on.
Yes.
Anyways, everybody, thank you for joining us.
Also, we'll throw this out here real quick. Some people might already know what's going to happen tonight due to the fact that this is a pre-recorded SmackDown. Please do not
put
any spoilers in the chat. Or try not to.
Right.
I know it's hard sometimes, but please be respectful of other people.
If you guys haven't heard,
moi,
The Undertaker
is
going into the Hall of Fame.
Yes, I think Sophie, looks like Sophie may have mentioned that with them in here. But we did have Angel Claudio in the chat.
Hey,
Walter was in here. I'm sure he'll be back. Roto's in here. Sophie's in here. Jelly Biscuits. Ramit is in here, and Roberto Lozano just showed up. Hey, guys. Ramit wants to know, Wrestling Gab, can I connect with you on WhatsApp? Is that the one you don't have yet?
You know,
it's like Snap,
Go
supposedly.
ahead.
That was it.
Oh, I was going to say, I had never heard of it until, a month ago or so? And Luke's like, yeah, it's like the second most popular app in the world or something.
Yeah.
And I had never even heard of it. So, no, I do not have a WhatsApp. I probably should make one. And then, yes, you will be able to.
Luna's in the chat, too.
Right now, we're on what? Instagram? Twitter?
Yeah. Luna's in the chat. Hey, Luna. How's it going? Yeah, Remy, if you can find us on Instagram, we're just under Wrestling Gab under Instagram. If you have that, that's the one we kind of use the most, it seems like. Golf Flesh, she is here also. Fantastic. Roberta says hello. Have y'all heard the news? Sophie's saying her news is Dynamite ratings this week were laughable and that The Undertaker is finally going into the Hall of Fame.
What were the ratings for AEW? I did not look this week. Been kind of busy.
Ramit says we're dying to see Wrestling Gab and online streaming, and here we are. It looks like we're going to do the contract signing first.
Oh, first come, first serve.
And we have Luke in the chat. Hey, Luke. How's it going over there, buddy? Yeah,
anyways, we do have a Twitter now, and it is just Wrestling Gab. It's Wrestling and Gab in one word, and the W is capitalized and the G is capitalized, or just at Wrestling Gab, and it has our logo. I'm sure we're the only one. I don't think there's any imitators.
No, nobody wants to be us. I don't blame them. Some days I don't want to be me.
All right, here comes the Queen out first.
Sonya Deville's coming out.
Charlotte.
Sonya
that
Deville
is not
coming out.
Charlotte.
He said Sonya Deville.
I swear he said Charlotte.
No, he didn't. Sophie says 875,000 viewers this week. It went down completely from last week.
Just 200,000. A lot of that can be, multiple different reasons for that.
Here's your Charlotte Flair lady. Greg Clary's in the chat. Hey, Greg says, what's up, Shorty? Been dealing with health issues. I'm back for now. What's up? How you guys been?
Good to see you in here.
Good, Greg. How are you doing? Sounds like you've been dealing with some stuff. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully you're doing a lot better now, though. You looking forward to the pay-per-view this weekend or anything this weekend? And oh my God, no.
Charlotte, why do you have clothes like this? Whatever's going on between.
Oh my God!
Whatever's going on between her legs.
No, this is a no. This outfit is a no.
Right.
No. Travis wants to talk about what's going on between her legs, and I don't want to know.
Is it velvet?
I guess I don't know. Ew. John Fiddler Fiddler is in the chat. Hey, John says
John.
good day.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Sweet. Hey, what's up? Luke says a part of the reason Dynamite went down was according to the numbers. People who are watching the Olympics in the same time slot went way up, dropping jumpers of a lot of other shows, and that is facts straight from the numbers.
Right.
Sophie says, did you hear about John Cena starring on a movie with Wile E. Coyote?
No, but that sounds fantastic.
And Greg says, my guy Taker got in. I think he should be only one, but I'm just glad he's in. Flutterpunks in the chat for a sec says, I forgot that pay-per-views do not on a Sunday anymore like they did in the past.
No, it'll be tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon for
it's Saudi Arabia one, so it'll be during the day for everybody.
All right, here comes Naomi, and then Ronda Rousey. See, he said it that time too. He says them both names, and then the first one comes out. So he said Sonya, Charlotte. So I heard Charlotte.
Okay. Well, that makes a lot more sense. I'm like, why would you say both?
See? They're like, yeah, quit dancing. Start Sonya's or
she's gonna dance for her music too. Luke wants to know what time are we going live tomorrow. I don't know. I've been trying to get Travis to decide when he wants to do our predictions.
I gotta find out when it starts officially for the pre-show.
So from everything we've seen, everything says 12 p.m. Eastern time is their actual start time.
But when I read it in anything that's literature, it says 11 for the pre-show.
Right.
But WWE doesn't do a pre-show anymore that's separate on Peacock. So it's just a one block at time. And it says on Peacock that it's starting at noon.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, we're kind of like up in the air of like, what? So
it's either going to be
11 a.m. or 12 p.m. Eastern time is when we'll start. And we'll probably do our predictions then. Maybe, I don't know. Travis hasn't given me a clue, so I'm in the dark. Greg Clare says, is it a triple threat?
I don't give a fuck. This match, this thing happening right now? No.
No.
I can't think of anything that would be triple threading.
I don't know about anything tonight.
There's nothing even tomorrow that would be triple threading.
No, nothing tomorrow either. So this is just a contract signing of Sonya Deville and Charlotte Flair going against Ronda and Naomi at Saudi Arabia's pay-per-view tomorrow. Sophie says, I wonder what will open the show tomorrow and what will close it. And Sophie says, usually for the Saudi Arabia show, the kickoff show, usually a half hour.
This reminds me of my chickens outside.
A bunch of heifers out there.
And then if I say anything, they all attack me.
Right?
And they do, by the way.
Robbie's in the chat now. Hey, Robbie says, yo, what going on, people? Everything, alright?
Charlotte had to put her microphone down to sign.
Words. I don't speak that language.
I do. What is that?
Read it then. Read Robbie's chat right there.
I don't. Do you know which one?
He says, yo, what's going on, people? Everything alright? It's that one right there.
Yeah, it says, what a gonna people everything me? Alright.
I know exactly what he said.
Okay.
I just don't want to chat it. I don't want to say it the way he's got it up there. Greg says, I thought maybe they put, I'm thinking WrestleMania. Yeah, not WrestleMania. This is Elimination Chamber stuff for tomorrow. So this is tomorrow is the final pay-per-view before Mania, and Robbie says, our area is Jamaican for alright. Good, sweet. Yeah, I got it. I know what you're saying. I just don't want to talk like that.
I feel like they need to rebrand Naomi ASAP.
They need to rebrand
She's got Brett's in her hair.
She always has those little bobble things in her hair.
Ridiculous.
Looks like from what I know, WWE The Bump does the official pre-show for tomorrow an hour before real show. So 10 a.m. Eastern if the info is correct on the YouTube site.
Oh, Ronda has to wrestle with one arm behind her back to make it fair tomorrow.
For Sonya, because she hurt her arm. So Luke's trying to say that The Bump is doing the official pre-show for tomorrow an hour before the real show. So you're trying to tell me that they're not going to have an actual pre-show, that they're going to put something else in fucking place of it somewhere else during a different time on some other channel somewhere else in the world before they actually do it? A pre-show?
Oh, shit. There it is. They just made the noise and changed the camera angles.
Wow. Well, it still looked really bad.
Oh, shit. Audio on SmackDown.
It's really loud in my ear.
Did you want me to turn yours down, too?
Please, thank you. I know, it's silly. Film is in the chat. Hey, Film. Tula. That's good. Right there. It's fine. Phil says, hey, Wrestling Gab, my favorite people to talk to. Big hugs, big heart. Hey, Phil, how you doing there, buddy? Did you get your tooth out? You feeling a little better? And we also have Alex in the chat. Hey, Alex says, are they still social distancing in WWE crowds, empty seats everywhere?
No. Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, most of them are pretty full. There are some sections it looks like they maybe just didn't sell tickets for, perhaps. I know. Okay, so this is out there anyways. This is actually pre-recorded. This was recorded last week. So there's a good possibility that people might have just left.
They're like, we're out. This next 2 hours is going to be dumb.
Robbie's like, D, you actually translated my sentence perfectly. Yeah, I know. I'm good at that. Sophie's like, with the Saudi shows, they are never clear at what time the pay-per-view starts. It gives you different times. Film says, I'm ready to see the beautiful armpit Queen Charlotte Flair. Woo! Yeah, she's out there.
She was out there. I don't think she showed
with no armpits. She just had a leotard or suit on from head to toe. Robbie's like, Sonya with that HBO acting. Yeah. It looks like, from what I can see, I see no official pre-show for Elimination Chamber. All I'm seeing is a WWE The Bump pre-show.
Right.
He says, but I'll keep looking. When I Google and search on other sites, the only thing I'm seeing is Elimination Chamber starts at 12 Eastern and The Bump at 11 Eastern.
Right, I got mine from the Sporting News, if that helps.
Yeah.
Sporting News Radio. I used to call that all the time.
Sporting News what?
Radio. Just Sporting News, but I have a radio station.
Robbie says, I was thinking of getting my beard like Sheamus, but then thought that wouldn't suit me. LOL. You mean the whole little soul patch happening in the middle and then nothing here?
I should do that. I can grow that kind of beard.
You can grow the sides here and this part bushy.
And
a little soul patch right here under your chin.
One of these two sides, I think it's right here somewhere. I have a bald spot right there. So yeah.
Yeah, but his is filled in right there, so you...
I know, that's what I'm saying.
So he's doing his chin area.
Right, I would do this. Shave it.
Phil says, yes, I finally got the toothache out, so it was already past Thursday the 17th, so it's already out. Fantastic, Phil. Good deal, my friend. You know, just make sure you don't get a dry socket.
Now, what are you going to get in its place?
Yes.
Anything, or are you just going to have a hole? Because that's an option, too.
Yes.
But they do make a little implant thing that you would...
a bridge?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
They have a little bridge, and then you can also, of course, pay the money to get posts and get them, which that's what I would do. Boom says, yes, I finally got over. I read that. Sophie says, I don't think they actually do a pre-show for Saudi shows like they do for all the pay-per-views. And Vindicator says, how's it going, Travis and Dalitha? Pretty good, Vin. How are you doing this wonderful Friday night? Says, don't mind me, just have a little debate in my head on whether I should change my name to Switchblade. Oh, yeah. Why are you
Sounds like a pretty cool name.
Why are you changing your name to Switchblade? You want to be, like, violent or something? Rob is like, D, I have had a beard since I was 13 and a mustache at 11. That's kind of creepy, dude. Little TMI right there. In the facial hair area.
I can't remember when I started growing facial hair. It was probably senior year or something. I never grew it, though. I
never grew facial hair either, so...
Yeah.
It was kind of a weird thing if I did, I guess. Alright, here is a trivia question for you. Who burst into Brian Pillman's home during an infamous live edition of Raw in 1996? Did I already ask that one? Did I ask that last week?
I don't know. You've asked all these questions before, but I don't remember the answers, so.
Anyways, Luke says, well, I'd look on Barstool, but after their horrible shenanigans the last 2 days, I no longer watch or support them. They're in a shitstorm of drama and controversy.
What'd they do?
Yeah, can you tell us? Spill the tea. Sophie says that this Cody news keeps getting interesting every minute, every day. Barstool. Phil says Charlotte Flair didn't show her sexy armpits. Will she be wrestling tonight? Hopefully she'll show her armpits when she wrestles. Maybe. Robbie says, D, LOL, I'm from Asian parents, so of course I would have facial hair early. Oh, is that how it works? Are you stereotyping yourself or something there, dude? That's kind of weird. And Walter is in the chat saying Ricochet for the win. Did something happen we weren't aware of before we went to commercial or something?
What?
That Walter's going for Ricochet for the win. Oh,
Yeah,
they did have Sheamus and what is his name?
Ridge.
Yeah, that guy out there. So maybe they are doing a Ricochet thing. Robbie says, Vindicator, you busted jokes tonight. And Sophie's like, did you hear that Peacock is doing a documentary about Teddy Hart?
I don't even know who Teddy Hart is. Who's
Is
Teddy
that
Hart?
somebody special in the Hart family or something? Vindicator says, if a
There's
guy
Stu
named
Hart.
Jay White, who just won on AEW a few minutes ago, can have the name Switchblade, then so can I. You know, I'm handy with the steel and can earn my keep. Know what I mean, Travis?
I do. Yeah.
Guys
Well, I'm glad
trying to
that
be
you
in a
watched that. I
gang?
did not watch that. I forgot that it was on.
Ew. Let's see. Films like can't wait to see the beautiful armpit boss Sasha Banks. And Luke says they have been caught spreading false, factual stories about the Chiefs coaches and about Pat Mahomes and his fiance and brother. Like, it's insane.
Insane in the membrane.
What? They got caught spreading rumors? No. So they're basically like TMZ or what's that other one that everybody always got, those magazines? I think your grandma liked them too.
Inquirer.
Yeah, that one, the National Enquirer. They're like those guys. They're like, look, so-and-so got abducted by aliens. That's why they're like this. Rob's like, oh, deal. Yeah, defo stereotyping myself. Well, I'm glad you're the one doing it and not me. Walter's given an answer to trivia and film says, is Bayley still not coming back from her injury yet? If she doesn't come back, I hope she doesn't get fired. She won't get fired. She's really good.
She's fine. She's one of the best they have.
Those injuries that she got and the surgery she had can take them a year to
Safely
14
get better.
to 16 months to come back. To be in tip-top shape.
Is
So-
this a tag team match?
Maybe?
Yes. It's just a singles match. Shit.
Sophie says the WWE is planning on twists and turns for tomorrow's pay-per-view, whatever that means. Means that you won't be able to predict what's going to happen. Robbie says, so what's the deal with Naomi and Ronda being bum chums? I don't know. They needed to have a friend
I can
her.
tell you exactly what it is. Ronda's hated. Nobody likes Ronda. They want her to be a babyface to go against a heel Charlotte Flair, so they gotta just surround her with people's favorites, and that's what
Naomi is their favorite. People really like
They
Naomi.
cheer for her, and so she's gonna be around all the baby faces, and it's gonna fail horribly.
I already don't like it, but I'm not a fan. And I know a lot of people really like her, and that's great, but...
Just heel her
My
out
opinion,
and let two
don't
heels
like her.
fight each other.
Yeah.
You're gonna have two bad guys fight.
Yeah,
It
why not?
happens.
Yeah. Oh, Ricochet's going after Sheamus. Maybe he
Ricochet
can break
right
his
out of
nose.
the gate.
All right, the answer to that trivia question, Walter, was Stone Cold Steve Austin. So there you go. Let's see. Walter says, I can stay until 9:15 p.m. for SmackDown, then be here Monday for Raw. I know Chamber pay-per-view is early. I'll show up for half. Sweet.
Awesome.
Sophie says,
We'll be
with the
here.
spoilers out there, I don't see not that many people want to watch tonight's episode of SmackDown.
Right, yeah, I did not go look for them. I forgot. Been kind of busy, and so I didn't even think about it.
Right. Robbie says Ricochet just joined the Russian circus. Robbie also says, Sophie, LOL, don't spoil it for me. And Luke says they actually spread a story about how apparently Pat Mahomes has told his lady and brother to not attend any games just season because of their shenanigans. They even named sources of reporters. However, those reporters came out yesterday with texts, emails, and screenshots proving it was all bullcrap. And Barstool was full of nothing but shite.
Isn't it because she dumped a whole bunch of stuff on some fans that were below her?
Oh, I think I saw the little
I thought there was
video of
something
that.
with her, and she dumped food or water or something on
her
cold
drink on
cold fans that were below, and she was in a box or something. I don't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But
I saw that.
I wonder if
little
that's
video.
where it all originated from.
Yeah, I wonder if that is too. Anyways, Ayla's in the chat. Hey, Ayla. And Robbie says, LOD, I don't like Naomi.
Ayla will not be here tomorrow.
Ayla's a bitch. I hate her.
Oh my god.
Totally hate her right now. Seriously.
We're going to be on from noon Eastern, 10 o'clock our time, till 2 or 4 Eastern, right?
Yeah.
Around
about 4 hours.
About 4 hour pay-per-view.
Just because of how many matches
There's
there
2
are.
Elimination Chamber matches, and those can last, an hour each?
Yes. Ricochet was and is holding his own against Sheamus right now, which is pretty cool that he can do that.
I don't see Ricochet winning this.
I don't know. He could just break his nose and win it.
He could. He is a nose breaker.
He is a nose breaker. Vindicator says, Travis, it feels like Ricochet is no more important than Dante Martin. They might as well let Ricochet become all elite and team him up with Martin. Please don't do that to poor Ricochet.
I wouldn't want to see that with Ricochet.
I would never want to see him do that. Ravi wants him to just join the Russian circus, which is even weirder. And Walter says the contract signing was cool. Now Rousey one arm tied behind the back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see tomorrow.
Ravi's like, Sophie, you should start your own wrestling news channel. And, of course, Walter says, hey, Ayla. And Ayla says, hi, Walter.
Oh,
Sophie
shit.
says,
cross body.
Why do I have a feeling that we are somehow, someway going to get Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes at Mania? I don't know. It's a possibility that can happen, right? Especially out here in wrestling world.
Ayla gonna clean a house all up and then it's gonna fall through. It'll be all spotless.
Right.
They're like, oh, we can sell this for like $300,000. Decent.
Wouldn't that suck, asshole? Alright, here's a trivia question real quick. Whom did Shinsuke Nakamura defeat in his WWE debut at NXT TakeOver Dallas?
Ooh. Throw out your answers if you guys know this.
Vindicator says, in here I thought Ayla had a side job working at children's birthday parties. LOL. Philip says, I can't wait to see the sexy armpit Karen Bailey. I love Bailey's armpits and her short Karen haircut. Fun times.
I don't know what her hair looks like now.
It looks like, I hate you too, like whatever, bitch. I know, like whatever. Looks like, yes, but those fans actually did interviews about how it was part of the victory celebration after the Chiefs won the divisional game. The fans are even on video egging her on and joining in. Okay, so yeah, right, because you can take it completely out of context, right? So let's say you only get the clip of her pouring the drinks on them, and then you could just run with it that it's rumors that she was so, just being a bitch, and she was just shenanigans of throwing drinks and soda and all of her stuff all over her people and just being a bitch about whatever, okay? So you can take that, right, and take it completely out of context. And that's what media outlets do, right? They take something and they make it completely not even what it is. So, anyways, Robbie says, Ayla, please don't pick on me tonight. I don't know if I can take it anymore. Laughing his face off. And Walter says, funny and early pay-per-view Saturday. And Ayla's like, nah, I'm deep cleaning my new house that we haven't completely bought yet. Luke says, Sophie, you were asked to not spoil things with rumors by people in chat, so please stop. Vindicator says, but no, here she is back in the chat from our rounds with Sophie. Sophie says, the pay-per-view tomorrow morning takes place early in the morning, like at 9 a.m. in most places.
Yeah,
depending
California.
on what time zone you're in. Siobhan White is in the chat.
Hey,
Which match now? Ricochet.
It is Ricochet and it is Sheamus, but it's a commercial. So
yeah.
Can't help you there, but.
It was like I figured their rainbow hurt you pretty bad to Robbie. Looks like Sophie Runkin. It starts at 12 Eastern, 11 Central, and so on. Sophie says Sami Zayn. Oh, the answer to the thing. And Film says he never had a crush on Bailey when she got a haircut. True story from me. Shaquan White says, hey guys, hey Shaquan.
Hey.
And Robbie says, oh, yeah, defo, Ayla, LOL. Ayla says, shut it, Travis, it won't fall through. George's dad is the main owner and he's signed. We're locked in.
Lock it up.
Wonder if Jordan just gives up. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore. And he just rips the papers up and leaves.
Moves to Delaware.
He's like, I'm done with all this shit.
He's like, I'm going to Delaware. I like Delaware.
Fucking going to Maine, bitches.
I'm going to be a Rhode Island Red.
Vindicator says, well, at least someone will get a clean house, and whoever buys it, just send them your cleaning compensation bill, Ayla. And Walter's like, geez, Ayla, okay. Looks like fans and Barstool Sports ran with stories about how she was spraying drinks on kids, but in the vids, no kids are anywhere near where she... No, it was adults. They were just adults near her. I didn't see any kids in that video. Just adults that were below her. And they weren't, like, getting all mad. They were all laughing and stuff in the little clips that I saw. So I'm like, whatever. I'm like, people are so dumb.
I didn't see it that well. I just saw her up in the... She was above and there was...
That was it.
Water spilled or something. I didn't
She
know
was pouring a drink on people that were
Right.
below her and they were laughing and having a good time. And that was it. That's the end of the clip. It was really short. Sami Zayn was the answer to that trivia question, so if you guessed that, you got it correct.
Sami Zayn is always the answer.
Congratulations.
That should be his nickname, The Answer.
The answer?
Sami Zayn.
Sophie says, when they did the Japan pay-per-views, when the WWE Network first launched, I missed the whole thing because I was sleeping. Robbie says, does the Gab hype up wrestling stories? Skittles taste the rainbow. Ew. And Shaquan says, what's up, guys? All is good.
We're doing fantastic. Just
retracted.
watching some wrestling. We are back to the action, by the way. Sheamus is in there with Ricochet. Ricochet thrown into the corner. Big boot.
And Walter wants Ricochet to win. He's like, come on, Ricochet, win.
I wouldn't be upset if he won, but I'd be surprised.
Right? Film says, so what is next for Roman Reigns still as the Universal Champion?
To lose it.
At some point, right? That's the end of the story. Has to happen,
That's kind
guys.
of where it's headed. I don't know who he's going to lose it to. We're going to find out a lot tomorrow. After tomorrow, a lot of stars are going to start aligning. Right?
Yeah.
The last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, it's going to set up storylines and move forward.
Sophie thinks it's terrible that imagine living in California and you have to wake up sometime before 9 a.m. because of the pay-per-view. That must stink. Nah.
If you're not up by 9 o'clock, you're poor. The stock market's been opened for, 3 hours by 9 o'clock on the East Coast or West Coast? That means people are making decisions on your life and you're not involved. Like, get out of bed.
Robbie says, Ayla, I wouldn't trust you to make that gel low, as in low. As Walter says, yes, got it. And Luke says, if you want a real story, Sophie, why don't you talk about how Bayley has said on multiple interviews that she has been working with Liv the last few months. She believes Liv can be great, but she's getting screwed by creative. It's all over interviews and podcasts. Bayley wants Liv to get more than she's getting. Even Becky and Charlotte has been working with them. It's hard to push somebody who is very meek and can't do it themselves. You know, that's pretty fucking...
It's
great. That's awesome, Luke. I'm so happy for him.
I would put it like this. That's the equivalent of pushing and making Humberto Carrillo world champion or something.
Right.
He doesn't have the personality for it. I don't see how he could carry the company. He doesn't talk good on the mic. It could work. You could have him world champion, but is it rememberable?
Right.
Is it a long-term solution to the WWE's problem? Is it going to fix their problems? No.
It's just giving somebody a participation trophy at that point. It was like Jell-O. I don't know what Jell-O is. And Robbie says, D, how good is Sheamus for his age?
It's a date rape drug.
Jell-O? Like the low part? So he's spelling it different, right? So he's spelling it Jellow.
Bill Cosby.
I know who you're talking about. And it was like Jell-O, question mark. I don't know what Jell-O is.
Whoa! Ricochet! Hit him with a Spanish fly. That could be it. 1, 2, and 3. No.
Oh, he got out of it. Ravi, I don't really have an answer to your question. How good is Sheamus for his age? I don't know.
He's great. He's like 40.
He's fantastic.
Lands on his hip.
Sure. That's it. Anyways, let's see. Looks like you don't have to watch it live. You can just watch the replays.
That's
Sophie
also
says,
true.
Who is next for Roman after Mania? And if they do title versus title, what does that mean for the brand split?
It's tough how they do it. I mean, hypothetically, if they did title for title, it would be weird to do at WrestleMania, but they could have that as a draw. You know, or a double disqualification or something, which people would just go nuts about. He did it! Ricochet wins!
What? He won against Sheamus? I didn't even see his last move.
It's because of Homeboy.
Rich Holland made him lose?
Yeah.
Ridge, you totally messed up. You guys aren't going to be friends any longer if you keep doing that. Anyways, Walter says Matt Riddle will get hurt at the pay-per-view. The chamber is all metal. I don't know about that, Walter. I mean, I guess he could with his bare feet, but That Riddle will get hurt at the pay-per-view because the chamber's all metal.
Oh, no.
Riddle doesn't wear shoes.
See? It's hinting at the breakup.
Ew, breaking.
WrestleMania is coming.
He's like, I hate you.
That's pretty early to be. You're not listening, are ya?
Irish people mad is weird. Anyways, as Luke says, I feel attacked by Trav. We don't get up until 1 p.m. our time regularly. You're in fucking Ireland. You don't count.
I don't know if they have a stock market, but
you don't count.
I'm sure they do.
And the reason why you probably get up like that is because you guys do streaming for people in the States. You weirdos. Vindicator's like not sure what Liv can learn from Bayley other than to be annoying. Vindicator, she's already got that down pat. I don't know why she needs to learn more.
I don't mind Bayley, but Bayley is very good in the ring. She makes the other women look really good.
She does.
Like a John Cena.
And if they've been working together for a while, I haven't seen the improvement, so I don't know if it's the talking stuff they're trying to get her better at, or if it's her actually in-ring performance that they're trying to get her better at.
I think she looks prettier. Liv's done something with her face over the last month, maybe last 3 weeks. So she looks prettier.
Different makeup.
Hair's different. Something's different about her appearance.
But that's not what makes you a better wrestler.
But it's something.
Okay.
If you can see measurable improvement.
That's not measurable. That's tiny. That's a small, tiny thing.
I feel like it's up there, though.
Okay. That's your opinion, and I have mine.
Mic work, what you look like, and then how you move in the ring.
Okay, well, they aren't doing a very good job on the first thing on your list that's the most important, so there you go. It was like I always feel attacked by Travis and Luke's LOL. Sophie says I'm usually up by 8 a.m. Sometimes I sleep in and wake up at 11 or 12 p.m. Robbie says, can Alberto speak? I never heard him talk before. Humberto, yeah, he can speak some English. I mean, his first language isn't English by any means. Walter says, yes, Ricochet won, and Luke says, and the split is happening, LOL. I was like, Travis, keep attacking Ayla. And Sophie says, well, they broke this team up so fast.
Yeah, well, WrestleMania is around the corner, and we'll probably see that. You know, they're going to have put together almost 20 matches for that.
True, for 2 nights. It's going to be hard.
That's
40. And I think that's why they're going to go back to one night, because they won't have to have a 7-hour thing. They can have a 5-hour show.
That's like 40 guys that they have to fight. 40.
Yeah.
Think about watching these 2 shows.
Mm-hmm.
Now name me 40 wrestlers.
Right.
Good luck.
That are on TV and are relevant in what's happening. As Ayla says, no, it's not Luke, no split. Vindicator says even Ricochet's music is less exciting than before, but congrats to him anyway. Too bad there is no more cruiserweight title for him to strive for anymore.
And while you're thinking about the at least 40 people, think some of those matches are going to be tag team matches also. Viking Raiders probably going to wrestle. Street Profits are probably going to wrestle. New Day, Usos.
Sami doesn't want to talk to her anymore.
He needs the space.
He wants the space to get himself hyped up for his Intercontinental Championship match against Shinsuke Nakamura that's coming up tonight on Fox.
He should play Santa Claus in a movie.
Like the young Santa Claus? The Canadian
older.
gross Santa Claus? Which one?
Just old Kris Kringle with the red beard and the red.
Kris Kringle has white beards and white stuff, but okay.
But he was, you know him as a redhead.
Oh. I do? I didn't know Kris Kringle was a redhead.
The original stuff was him always being a redhead. I think it's in a song or something.
Oh. Alright. Luke says Ireland has a market, LOL. Ireland is a market. Oh, Walter's like, Ayla's cool, guys. Ayla is stupid. I'm just kidding. No, we love her to death. Luke says, hey, we have to take advantage of the American money bags, LOL. I think it's called stupid bags, but hey, money bags works too, I guess. Sophie says, I'd rather watch the pay-per-view live than watch the replay of it, though. And that's your preference, Sophie. Some people don't really care about that stuff,
I do.
Yeah, some people don't. I didn't put you in that category. Okay, that is the creepiest one.
I know, I don't like it, but I'm just saying that.
Okay, that's one.
Doesn't matter how many.
Okay, that's one that they could have made that up. That's not history. That's not saying that that's what it was, and that's why they did it.
50s.
I'm talking about when Kris Kringle came to be back in the 1500s.
Right.
Let's try that and see if he was redhead then. No, he wasn't, because I bet you they killed redheads because they were gross and had no souls. And so they were like, ew, gross, what are you? And then deleted them from life and existence. Ayla's like a supermarket? Come get your taters. Walter says, boo, Sami. And here's a trivia question for you. Which former MMA champion helped The Rock take out Triple H and Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania 31? Robbie says, I like to have a lie in bed now and again. And Sophie says, do you think it is harder to book a 2-night Mania or a 1-night? 2-night. Lots and lots of stuff happening. Well, from my opinion. Only mine. Walter says Shinsuke will win. And Sophie says, last year people loved night 1 of Mania than night 2. Robbie says, Sophie, they should make Mania 4 days long. Robbie Alzaz D, is it boring in the area where you live?
I was not a fan of night 1 last year. It was alright, but it wasn't the best.
Yeah.
I like night 2.
It was more finale and like what it should have been, I guess. Robbie says, with some pay-per-view, I just watch the matches I want to watch after it's been to live, right? Robbie, I wouldn't necessarily call it boring in the area where we live. I think it's more along the lines of if you're an outdoorsy person.
Yeah, if you're ski,
if
mountain
you like,
bike.
Yeah, all that stuff. Or like to go hiking or things like that. It's a very non-boring place. If you like to party and go to raves and
city life,
it's not for you.
We do have a university here, and there are some parties.
It's a geriatric university.
But the athletes are always going to jail, and
the average age of people at our university is 35.
Lots of date raping
lots of
and
old people. It was like, no, Robbie, in the summer you're always on your toes, constantly looking around, looking for ticks. Sophie says it's funny Alita is performing in Saudi Arabia with the way she talked bad about the WWE and Saudi Arabia deal. Well, maybe it'll show her.
There it is. They are showing the Undertaker stuff. He is officially in the Hall of Fame.
It says big ticks that carry Lyme's disease, or however you spell it. It's Lyme, Lyme, just so you know. Luke says, hey, streaming gaming and other stuff for 8 to 12 hours is actual hard work. Oh, that isn't even including all the pre and post stream stuff. No, I didn't say it wasn't, Luke. I agree that it is hard work. Just sitting here for the 2 hours of doing this as a live stream is hard work. It really is. Like, it's hard to not be yourself. It's hard to entertain you guys. It's hard to read all your dumb chats. Because I have to read them. Probably like, Ayla, that doesn't make any sense. Sophie says the Hall of Fame will take place right after SmackDown on April 1st. Okay. Looks at Sophie, do you ever stop spewing crazy, rolling the floor? Ayla says, Robbie, you clearly don't know fun. And looks at Sophie, please chill a little bit.
Which one? Or all devices?
She's just talking.
She's crazy.
There are 5 devices for drop-in, including Echo Show 5 2nd Gen and Function. Which one? Or all devices?
No idea what she said.
She said something about doing a drop-in.
Well, this is the Echo 5. Maybe I don't have it muted anymore. I thought I had it muted still. It's muted.
Walter says, congrats to the Undertaker WWE 2022 Hall of Fame class. Yes. Sophie says the Undertaker should have been in the Hall of Fame a few years ago, but Sophie, he didn't initially retire until a year or so ago, so it makes sense that he's not in it until now.
I feel like there should be a 5-year waiting period. Just like most sports. Most sports have a 5-year waiting period.
That, and then they can investigate their past to see if they've done anything that is not Hall of Fame worthy. I mean, every aspect of their whole entire lives. From the minute they were born until they retired.
Okay. It's strange. I just like what they do on the field.
I was being sarcastic,
right.
But, you know, hey, if you want to take it all seriously.
Okay. Anyways.
I'm just saying that that's what they would do, right? To try to cancel the person. So you give them 5 years, and then they do all this, you know, stuff to find out what they might have done wrong or something.
It just gives fans some time to appreciate what they've done in their absence. Because now what's going to happen, he's going to retire and then he's just gone. Where you could have got a little bit of action in 4 more years.
I don't know if he can do any more action in 4 more years.
The Hall of Fame?
Let's see.
They're all going to be chanting the stupidest thing ever. They're all going to be like, one more match. They do it all the time.
Robbie says, hello, Ayla. Oh, you seem to think I'm fun. Otherwise, you wouldn't talk to me. LOL. It was like I had a straight up panic attack last summer. Had a tick on me. I was ready to head to the ER or cut off my leg. Sophie says it will be interesting on who will induct Undertaker. Robbie says, Sophie, you should be in the Hall of Fame with Luke inducting you. And Luke says, I agree to the chat is the hardest and dumbest part of streaming. Some of it, some days, some nights it is. It was like, I talk to you because I talk to everyone. And Luke says, I honestly think either Vince, Triple H, or Kane will induct him. Yeah, because there's nobody else around to do it, right? Like
Paul Bearer is dead.
Right? Who else would he really work with?
Kane would make the most sense, and he's a political figure, so he's great at talking.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Triple H is good at talking, and then the big man, the boss, Vince, could do it. Since he stayed with WWE through the hard times, the good times, the whole thing.
True. Oh, Robbie says, Ayla, I feel privileged that you talked to me, and Ayla's response is, ew. Ew, David, ew. Sophie says, The Undertaker, I don't see him going back on his word about retiring.
No, he's just
I think
old.
his wife would beat him.
His body's broken.
His wife might beat the shit out of him and lock him in the basement. Ayla's like, Luke talks to you, Robbie, isn't he more your type? Sophie says The Undertaker was rumored to fully retire after Brock beat him at Mania 30.
Then he stayed around and lost again. Should have just left.
Robbie says, oh, haha, must be Ayla. Luke's like, I wouldn't call it talking to him, more just doing my job. Sophie's like, about HBK or Triple H, they could also induct Taker. Yeah, I hope it's not a little cross-eyed guy. He's annoying.
Oh, I know.
His voice is dumb and he talks stupid. I don't like him.
I don't see it happening.
Anything about him. And he talks so stupid. Anyways, Ayla's like, oh yeah, good job. And it looks like maybe his wife, or Robbie's like, hello, cheers, Luke. And Luke says, I said Triple H. And Walter says, good SmackDown, more matches. Yeah, there might be some. Anyways, it's Goldberg time. Anyways, the answer to that trivia question was Ronda Rousey. I could have probably asked 4 more during the time that they've been blobbering about their crap here. We're like, hey, you know what? We showed this with The Undertaker. Guess what we're going to do now? We're going to show some Goldberg garbage. Here you go, guys.
The old guys. His run in '98, though, was something special.
Robbie's like, do you once said HBK was one of the best? Did I?
No.
Did I really, Robbie? Kind of crappy spewing out of your butthole now. Is
Bar-
talking with your ass again? Talking with your ass?
Stool sport.
Did you like lean over and put your ass all over that keyboard? All over your phone keyboard, just rubbing it all over there to spew that out? Pretty much what happened, didn't it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sophie's like, Undertaker's wife could also be inducted in the Hall of Fame this year. Yeah. Have they, like, given any, like, spoilers of who else might be going to the Hall of Fame at all?
They'll start doing, like, 1 a week.
Oh, yeah. Walter's like, yes, got it. Yeah, Walter, you got it. Good deal. Happy for you. Try to make them easy for you so you can chalk up some wins. I was like, Ayla, hella disrespectful to me. LOL. Well, you kind of deserve it after your last comment, dude, so I'm not going to, help you out anymore.
They're still showing the hype up here for Goldberg and Roman. After that nice little Undertaker Hall of Fame announcement. We're going to see that every week for a while, probably.
I'm so excited. 5 minutes of nothing.
Goldberg still looks
5 more
good
minutes.
for his age. He's got to be 60-something years old.
I'm sure he is. One come back to me.
Michael Cole.
So he says at this point we would have gotten 3 or 4 names that would be in the Hall of Fame class, would we? Rob was like, "Do I love to shit house? That's what UK banter is like." Yeah, I bet you guys all just lean over and talk with your asses. It sounds about what it would be like. I can't wait to go to the UK and just watch everybody bend over and literally move their ass cheeks to talk to you. It's going to be fabulous. I cannot wait for that to happen.
Everybody's just playing Ace Ventura.
Yes. It was like my life quote to boys. Just because she's nice to you doesn't mean she wants you. So he says, 1 year we found out who was in the Hall of Fame class like before the Rumble happened. I'm sure they do it different every year, I guess. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff, so that's why I asked.
I mean, is it what's his name do also? The guy that's in Guardians of the Galaxy? Batista?
Batista?
Isn't he supposed to go in this year?
Yeah, didn't he not? He was going to be in it in 20 or 21, and he said, no, I want to be on TV.
Now he probably wants to headline it, but he's not headlining this one. Obviously, doesn't think he's going to headline this one.
Yeah, he really wants to be on TV because he's a superstar now, right? I'm on movies people like. Look at me. You guys have to like me now. Whatever. They're going to boo your ass. You're going to cry again.
So, I mean, obviously the Guardians of the Galaxy is carried by a lot of good actors, and he's just a part. Like, he's not a great actor in that movie, right? But he did really good in that spy movie with the little girl.
Oh, yeah, My Spy.
I like that one.
That one was pretty good. That one wasn't too bad. Rob was like, LOL, American humor is dry like the Sahara Desert, LOL. Rob, your sarcasm amuses me very much.
There's a lot of different types of humor, right? There are dry humor, like Vince Vaughn does. I like his.
Yeah.
Very mean and...
I don't think he's really talking about our comedy, like, as in movies. James, tell us in the chat. Hey, James, is Cody Rhodes in WWE?
No.
Not that we know of. Do you know something we don't know, perhaps?
No, he is not signed to any organization that we know of.
He is just out there living his life. All right, here is a quick trivia question for you. And everybody should know this one because you all love him. See, gave it away already. Who cut the legendary pipe bomb promo on Raw? Before terrorism was real.
Everybody knew this.
Rob is like,
anyways.
D, LOL, you kill me tonight, LOL, too funny. It looks like British humor is odd. Some I like, some I'm confused by. Sophie says, do you see Big Show entering the Hall of Fame one day? I know that will be hard since he is part of AEW.
Absolutely, he'll be in there.
Of course he will.
Not
Henry is. Why not?
Not a question.
Like hug. I was like, so who's in the women's chamber match? The women's chamber match is as follows: Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Doudrop, Nikki A.S.H, and the question mark last one to enter, Alexa Bliss.
The blister is the surprise that's no longer a surprise.
Yep. Looks like Ravi, now you're just blowing smoke. No humor is drier than British humor. LOL, exactly right, Lou. That's why I'm like, what the fuck kind of humor are you? I mean, there are some exceptions to that rule of dry humor and people who get that humor.
Like Monty Python. That shit's just fantastic.
That thing's fucking hilarious. But most Americans are not in the dry humor category. They just aren't. Their shit's more like potty humor, weird shit, is what a lot of them do.
I haven't seen that commercial since I was like in high school.
The meat commercial?
Yeah. He spikes it.
So sorry, he's all excited about his meat. So it's like Mark Henry was still part of the WWE when he got inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's alright. I mean...
He's not going to get inducted when he's signed to AEW.
Yeah.
Once his contract ends, he'll get inducted. He's not burning any bridges.
Yeah, he didn't burn bridges. He retired from there, and I mean, not maybe retired, but he just kind of left. He didn't get cut or anything. He left of his own volition. Maybe let his contract go out, you know, and stuff. And in all reality, I mean, how much do you see him on AEW now? Like, I don't see him on the main show.
I think he does something for Dark or that Monday show or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why they signed him.
So it was like there's a new wrestling promotion coming with EC3 and Braun being part of it.
Good.
Good for them.
More competition.
More
Hopefully they'll
indie
be on
combo.
TV.
Yeah. Put them on a weird station that nobody has. I'm just kidding. YouTube it. Just YouTube it. The Usos are out there. Who are they going up against?
We don't know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if they had like a little
New
blurb
Day,
about
maybe?
it before
I don't know.
we went to commercial.
I mean, the Viking Raiders tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, see, it's just one of them going up against Ivar.
Oh, I see. Okay. Sweet. All right. Answer to that trivia question was CM Punk. So if you guessed CM Punk, you got it right. You're amazing. Congratulations. Good job.
Ivar. Oh, that's way off in the spelling. Jesus Christ.
Rob is like, you should check out a comedian called Alan Carr from the UK. He's so funny. Yeah, that name sounds really familiar. Alan Carr. Like we've listened to him before or something. So he says that when the Four Horsemen were inducted, the WWE had to make some type of deal with Impact to get Ric Flair to be part of it.
It's alright.
Well, you
It's
know,
'cause Rick's never going to retire.
he's got a big fat ego and, you know, he can't help it. That guy. Like, I thought, you know, for a while, I was like, oh, he seems like a pretty cool guy. Now I don't like him. Like, I've lost complete respect for him as a person.
Got woo! Is it because of his ding-a-ling? Swinging on the airplane?
No, it has nothing to do with whatever decisions he made while he was a full wrestler and in his youth and crap. I don't
correct?
care.
Yeah, Jay. Yeah, gee.
Okay, so Eric looks like he's still alive. So if he knocked him off, he's dead. You guys shouldn't use that lingo if you don't know what you're saying.
Jey Uso is the main eventer, if you remember.
So he says Ric Flair and his wife broke up. Oh, bummer. What is this? Wife number 14 for him? Walter says Ivar will win over Uso. Yeah? You're going for Ivar? You're going for those Viking Raider
Jey
there?
Uso, though. Come on.
It's Jay.
He was main eventing shit when...
Jimmy was in his rehab.
Yeah.
Jimmy was being a
I mean, now
drunk.
granted, he was main eventing because of his
Oh,
cousin.
snappers.
Part of the family, the bloodline.
Looks like Sophie, please give it a rest for 5 minutes. You're starting to drown, chat. Drown.
1, 2, come on.
Yeah, you asked him about that loss. What did he say to you? Well, he couldn't have said much. He was dead.
He was knocked off.
He was knocked off.
He whacked him.
Killed a raider, whacked him.
Right.
Viking Raider. So it's like, it's funny, Elimination Chambers tomorrow, and the card is stacked, and AEW pay-per-view is a couple weeks away, and they have only 1 or 2 matches confirmed for it. And that's how it goes.
Yeah,
Robbie's
they'll build
like,
up to it.
Liv, Dumpling, or Nikki should win the chamber, but it will be Dee's mate Esta winning it, cough, Rod, cough.
Yeah, they'll probably want Esther in there
I'm sure, I don't
for
care.
their diversity.
I have no horse in that race of any care.
No.
Luke's dotting, and so is Ayla. What are we thinking about, guys? What's the dotting? You guys loading up a good comment or something?
Big clothesline by Ivar.
Run
Oh,
for
shit.
it. Throw your guts at him.
You going up top? This is dumb.
Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I?
He has an old NWO shirt on. Old black and white. You know, I never owned one of those.
Who has one on?
The fan.
Oh.
Oh, Jimmy.
Ah!
What did he
Disqualification.
hit him with? Eric's
Oh,
here?
they stole their hats the other week or yesterday or
Oh, he's going to hit him
last
with it.
year or something. You know, all that good stuff.
So, Ivar wins.
Yeah, by whatever, and they got their
Thank
hats
you.
back.
They did. They get their bonnets.
Ayla says, I'm loading, and Robbie says, Ayla, is your new house big? Luke says, I'm trying to be patient, but now I'm irritated because I'm being ignored. Oh. Luke, just take a deep breath, honey. It's okay. I get it. I really do. But just... just do this with those comments. Just... I've got you.
This this
Walter's
happening tonight or is that tomorrow? That's
that was
tomorrow.
last Friday.
It's tomorrow when they do their
Yes, Madcap and Drew McIntyre.
fight, the Falls Count Anywhere.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, Falls Count Anywhere match.
That'll be nice in Saudi Arabia. They could end up in the crowd. The Sheik could get involved.
Maybe.
Dropping elbows.
Walter's like, I guess the WWE wrestlers are flying out of town for the pay-per-view. Walter, they're probably already there.
I'm pretty sure Natalia's already there.
Jelly Biscuits in the chat is dotting too. Well, thank you. Sophie says, so since there is no true kickoff show tomorrow, when are you doing predictions?
Probably before the show goes on the air.
Okay. I've been asking him a couple times today. I made him irritated with me because of it. Ayla's like, not very. 3 floors, 4 bed, 1 bath. No idea the square foot. So you have a downstairs, a floor, and then an upstairs? Really? Luke says, who are you, Jelly, to be copying a chat inside joke? And Walter says, Drew McIntyre, good wrestler. It was like, big yard, though. And Sophie says, the WWE wrestlers are in Saudi. They arrived a couple days ago. Robbie says, oh, right, Ayla, that seems calm. It seems like a nice house. It was like imposter and making our ... And Walter says, Ayla, the new house should have 2 bathrooms. Luke's like, that. And Robbie says, yeah, big yard, Ayla. Be good for your kids. Russell McIntyre's in the chat with swords. And Ayla says, yeah, after we clean the 30-plus years of cigarette smoke off the walls. Jamel McGee is in the chat. Hey, Jamel, nice to see you back here.
Jamel.
Between Eric and Ibar, which one is a Minnesota Vikings fan or an Oakland Raiders fan? It's war at the dinner table.
That's funny. I have no idea.
Sophie says, do you see AEW making a deal with Saudi Arabia one day, kind of the deal WWE and Saudi Arabia have?
No, but I was thinking that Dubai should do one of those and then put it on their launching pad. I think it would just be a fun little wrestling thing up there. Because they do it with boxing. Why not do it with wrestling?
I don't know. Why not? I can't say the comment I said earlier. Travis said it was inappropriate. Jelly Biscuits is like totally sus. And Illa says, so main floor has everything. Kitchen, bed, bath, basement is unfinished. Upstairs is literally 2 walk-in closet bedrooms facing each other. Are they like in the attic part? Like, do you guys not have, like, an actual attic, then? Just out of curiosity. It kind of sounds interesting and weird. Free guy. Ravi says, Sophie, didn't you make a deal with Saudi Arabia, LOL? Ew. It's kind of gross. Bippity bippity. Cut. Bippity bippity. Sophie's like, how are you liking having WWE pay-per-views on Saturdays so far?
I don't mind it. There's going to be some Sundays coming up.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. The problem of it is, as long as it doesn't, what do you call it, conflict with other things that we do in our personal life, I'm fine with it. But the minute it starts doing that kind of stuff, I'm going to be not, like,
July
excited.
3rd is one of them.
It was weird. Like, the last one, I was like, the next day, I was like, did we really just do a pay-per-view? Anyways, Walter says, I picked Drew to win. Yeah?
Yeah, Drew always wins.
Anyways, here's a quick trivia question. Which future WWE Hall of Famer, and he might already be in the Hall of Fame now, put his tag team partner through a window on The Barber Shop? Robbie says, D, what's the deal with this Bliss storylines? How would I know?
She's
I don't
better.
know her.
She's healed.
You figure it out. It was like, yeah, it'd be an attic, I'd say. The ceiling in those bedrooms are sloped like the roof. Yeah, so they put him up in the attic. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's not bad. I've seen houses do that before. Nothing wrong with that.
Are you ready?
throw the kids up there and put a lock on the door so they can't come out. They can be children in the
Tie
attic.
their doorknobs
They can be
together.
the flowers in the attic.
Tie their doorknobs together.
Yeah. Walter
Go to
gives
the
an
casino.
answer. Sophie says, I wonder if having Saturday's pay-per-views will be permanent moving forward to next year as well. Robbie's like, oh, D laughing. I thought you might have a few opinions. No, I have none.
For
The Bliss storylines.
oh.
I have no opinions anymore about anything.
I'm hoping that
Not allowed.
WWE moves Money in the Bank to Sunday the 3rd. Because as of right now, that is the one. It lines up with UFC 276. As of today.
Okay.
So, that would be one that we'd miss.
Right. Well, poop.
And Money in the Bank's too big to miss.
Yeah.
So,
Is
but
that a permanent, or are they still kind of in talks of that?
they
being
have
different?
the stadium 2 nights. And they're
Okay.
both in Las Vegas.
Okay. Was that the one we were talking about that they
Yeah, July
Possi-
3rd.
yeah,
Well,
okay.
it's 2nd right now.
right?
But
Okay.
WWE has the stadium for the next night, too.
As Sophie just said, WWE pay-per-views might run into UFC pay-per-views in the future. Just what Travis just gave the information for. Sophie says, I wonder if having Saturday pay-per-views will be permanent moving forward to next year as well.
Right, and we don't know that. But possibly.
Right?
We should find out soon when the next year's Royal Rumble is. They usually announce it pretty soon, right after the Royal Rumble's over. It almost ended because of this. They're going way back with the recaps. 1 month ago at day 1, Drew McIntyre getting jacked in the back. It's where they put his head in the chair and stomp on it. Almost ended his career.
Oh my god, his career was almost in. I broke his neck. It was terrifying. Rob says, Ayla, you didn't walk in to Narnia when you were walking into your closet. I think you have to have like a whole bunch of winter coats in that in order for it to happen. Let's see. Vindicator says, Ayla, will you allow the basement to become Jordan's man cave? Walter says WWE and AEW pay-per-views should be on Sundays. Walter's like, it all should be on Sundays. Sundays is when it should happen. It's not normal otherwise.
Put it in Sunday and then make it earlier. And I'd be happy.
And you're
I
not
think
gonna
all their
make
pay-per-views
it.
should be earlier. Just make them earlier in the day.
Yeah, I don't know why they have to make them so goddamn late.
If you're on the East Coast, everything's so late.
Yeah.
So bad for almost every event.
It's like midnight
yeah.
ending.
UFC main event starts at midnight. The main event.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's really
Make
weird.
that at 10.
Let's see. Sophie says there has been no news about Money in the Bank, like if it got moved to a different date or venue. Not yet.
It's not going to get moved to a different venue because they're in different venues. One's at the hockey stadium and one's at the football stadium. So the venues aren't going to matter. Because they got it locked down for the 2nd and the 3rd. So they're set with Money in the Bank.
Jelly Biscuit says, Sophie, who knows? Maybe they will just have all the pay-per-views in Saudi. Derp. Sophie says, day 1, if that is permanent pay-per-view, it will be on a Sunday next year. Robbie says, Drew seems to be losing his Scottish accent.
Well, maybe he's living in America.
Ayla says, do they have closets in the UK? When I say walk-in closet, it's just a big closet, but these are technically bedrooms because windows. Actually, they're bedrooms, honey, because they have a closet in them.
Yeah, they have to have a closet in them to be considered.
Whether or not that closet is the size of a shoebox depends. But if it has a closet inside the room, that's how they can count it as a bedroom. In real estate, anyways. Robbie says, Ayla, yes they do. Ayla's like, no, my plan for the basement is master bedroom, bathroom, and laundry room. Vindicator says, so it's the sounds of clothes spinning in the dryer that can put Ayla to sleep. Robbie says, Ayla, don't waste it on a laundry room. Make it into something fun to use.
You know, near 100%.
What's really sad is that I know that they don't want people to really know this, that it was like last week too.
Mm-hmm.
But they should have put a little bit of makeup on his eye to like make it look like it was healing a little, because it looks exactly the same.
Right.
Walter says, and the answer to trivia is Shawn Michaels. Sorry, Walter. Thank you. Usually they have, actual
Captain
stuff
Crunch.
happening, not just talking. Ayla says, no closets in these. They have to have both a window and a closet. Window is a safety thing.
Good stuff.
Sounds like a hyena. Robbie says, Vin, Ayla is already asleep. She's sleep texting in the chat, lol. Walter's like, yes.
That's my Protonus. Is a hyena.
Yes.
Patronus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna injure.
As Ayla says, in my year-long adventure of house hunting. Yeah. That's just for certain specific loans, too. They really, if you have a room that's in your house that doesn't have a window, as long as it has an exit somewhere in the basement area, it's fine.
Right.
If it has a closet, it's considered a bedroom, or can be counted as a bedroom, basically.
Like, we have one downstairs, but they won't count it as a bedroom because it doesn't have a door into the main hallway.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I had him do it anyways. But
Maybe that's why our taxes went up. Good job. Just kidding.
that shouldn't have anything to do with that.
Vindicator says, that's a unique talent indeed, Robbie. Wish I could text in my dreams. And Robbie says, when Nakamura speaks English, he's always sounds so cool. Must really be insane.
There it is.
Alex says, wow, Shinsuke's English has vastly improved. I think he's been working a lot with Cesaro and stuff. I think that's why he kind of like hangs out with him. So poor Rick Boogs has nerve damage, so we won't have him out there.
Yeah, he got hurt bad last week.
It's electrocution to his hand. Robbie says, oh, Vin, who you gonna text in your dreams? Oh, nobody wants to know that. It looks like the laundry hookups are in the basement. Plumbing for toilet is downstairs too, so hopefully it'll be good. Sophie says, are you going to have lunch during the stream tomorrow, since it will be lunchtime when the pay-per-view starts? Actually, it'll be breakfast for me, Sophie, so I plan on having breakfast.
Break fast, yeah.
In my time zone. For your time zone in Florida, yes, it will be lunchtime. Are you planning on having your lunch? Will you have already broken your fast with breakfast? Let's see. A Vindicator says, not really, Luke. Still that exciting of an interview to listen to. Walter says, Ayla, are you still Travis and Dalitha's neighbor? No.
Not too
She's not
close, but they're
too
not that
far
far
away.
away. Probably 7 rock throws.
They're not on the
14 rock
they're
throws.
not on the horrible west side. They won't be on the horrible west side anymore, so that's all right. Sophie says, with the spoilers, it sounded like they taped everything in reverse. And Robbie says the football will be on at the same time as the pay-per-view. Oh yeah, your soccer whatever champ. Is it like playoff type stuff, or are you guys just getting started? I don't know anything about it.
Well, when's your season?
Vindicator says message retracted. Ayla says the house on Clark we were going to buy was listed as a 3-bed, but it was a 4, just didn't have a window. Silly stuff. I think it's my house. I say how many rooms. I put my bed in the kitchen. Robbie says, go on, Vin. And Luke says, Vin, seriously, stop being such an angry wee. It looks like no Walter, not for over a year. It looks like wrestling snob. And Heidi from Staten Island's in the chat says, it's
Heidi.
9 p.m. over here. Yes, it is over
Yes.
there. It is 9 p.m. now. And Walter says, oh, okay. And Vindicator says, we is nothing like a trollop, is it, Luke? I think it's worse, Vindicator.
A Wii?
You're a wee.
It's a Nintendo gaming device.
No, that's a WII. This is a WEE.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure it means something else, slang term in Ireland over there. Like a dick.
Right.
A douche, maybe, would be my guess, but that's just my guess. Here's a trivia question real quick. What was the name of Chris Jericho and Big Show's tag team?
Taco Bell. They gotta make a run for the border.
Yeah, because that's what you do when you have...
When you hear the big dong.
When you have the big dong. Also, when you have life-changing events happening, you know, with your children. That's what you should do, is just walk out. Just walk away from it like it means absolutely nothing. Robbie says, nah, Premier League football, Tottenham versus Manchester City. Oh, is it just like a game then? It's not like a playoff type thing. Vindicator says, and yeah, Robbie, all the text messages in my dreams will be retracted. So he says football on Amazon Prime next season. That will be interesting to see how many true football fans out there will subscribe to Amazon Prime to watch football. I just don't see that it would work having part of their having part of their games on a
just Thursday
stuff that people might not even be able to watch.
It's like one game a week. And, like, a team might be on there twice through the whole schedule or something.
Yeah, but still.
Because there's 17 weeks.
Yeah. Look says, so Trav, I'm seriously consider flying you and Duluth over here in the summer. Jade decided we are going to put an ad on the house, plus building a full enclosure to fit all the animals.
Oh, like a barn. Do that with a steel building. I don't know how much steel costs over there, but it's cheaper than wood here.
Holy crap. So really the only reason why you would consider flying us over there is to work? My God, man. What do we look like? Labor? Let's see. Answer. It is like, cool, Luke. Real cool. It looks like, I mean, if you want to come, Ayla, but I figured you'd be busy with your new house. Well, I was like, Sophie, you don't need Amazon Prime to watch footy
he's
or
gonna be
sports,
driving the pace car.
Stream on net. Oh, he's going to do the pace car. Oh, they must have a big thing going on with NASCAR or something. I wonder if it's just because Fox does a lot of the races, and they're like, hey, we want you guys to...
Maybe that's why they moved him to Fox.
Maybe. I mean, it kind of helps them out, but most people at NASCAR aren't going to know who the fuck these people are. No. Well, I mean, I guess some of them do. My dad won't. He watches NASCAR. He'll be like, who is this person?
Yeah. In those exact
He'll say
words.
it in a ruder way, but, you know. Luke's LOL, and Ayla's like, yeah, assuming Roode. And Robbie says they already show footy on Amazon Prime. Well, there's like a lot of good sports this weekend, NBA All-Star Game and NASCAR and soccer. And Sophie says it sounds like streaming services will do anything to get new subscribers.
They will.
Oh, yeah.
They'll buy the WWE network for $1 billion when it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm. The answer to that trivia question was Jerry Show. So if you answered that, you got it right. Congratulations.
The WWE Network was bringing in the U.S. $300,000 a year. They signed a 3-year contract for $1 billion. 300 is 900, so they lost $100 million. If they stayed at that. If everybody switched over from WWE Network to Peacock.
Right. Looks like, yeah, I'm thinking of buying a huge pre-made metal building that I can build stuff inside of. Yeah, like a shop. Right. That would be the best way to do it. Get you a shop so you could do all the other stuff inside of. And he's like, and not just to work. You can hang with the animals and cook. Oh, you think cooking isn't work? That's fucking work, dude. You know it is. You do it all the time. And sightsee with Jade, Talitha, and Ayla. Oh, okay. We could bring Ayla along. I'll pack her in my carry-on. She might fit. Just kidding. So he's like, with Big E at NASCAR, that means he isn't in Saudi.
Yeah, he has nothing to do there.
Yeah, he's not doing anything there. He's not a title holder. He's with what's-his-face Kofi now and stuff, so. Robbie says Ayla with her little house on the prairie. Walter says, yes, got it, happy. Good job, Walter. Vindicator says, Travis, you think Mark Calloway should be the spotlight as the final Hall of Famer inducted at Mania?
Yeah.
He's going to be, you guys.
There's only like maybe three wrestlers more popular than him in history.
Right? Sophie says Peacock adds new wrestling content every week. And Walter says, okay, bye guys. See you this Saturday and Monday for Raw.
And they're not going to put The Rock in the Hall of Fame this year.
Exactly. We'll see you tomorrow, Walter. Have a good night.
See you, Walter.
We'll talk to you tomorrow for some pay-per-view and predictions. Luke says, I mean, I mostly know what I'm doing, but I know Trav has experience in this.
Get it done.
You know, who says that I don't want to do, like, manual labor? I actually kind of like doing that kind of stuff. Robbie says Sami is very technical when he wants to be.
Yeah, he's a great wrestler. A lot of wrestling fans didn't like his new character. Hopefully they're coming around to it because he's won me over. I didn't like Sami Zayn.
You know what won me over was his documentary shit.
Yeah.
I think that got me, only because I like The Office. And that's probably why. So I was like, oh, you know. Sophie says, that's good now that if you aren't booked for the Saudi Arabia pay-per-views, you get to stay home to hang out with family. Right, or do other things to improve your monies. Sure.
And they're not doing it on Thursday, so they don't need an emergency crew for Friday.
Mm-hmm. Luke says, we all know Sami is winning this. I like Sami, but Nakamura needs legitimate title matches.
Let's throw some negative energy out there. What would happen if the plane wrecked? Because Vince would be on it, too.
Right.
So what would happen? Stephanie and Shane would inherit the company. They would fight, but how would they get the show to go next week? No, they would have some wrestlers.
So they have a board of directors, so it depends on how much of it they really get. Because the board of directors would actually have more power than they would.
Right, I'm just saying that they get the shares, then they would split them, and then they probably, I don't know, they still might be the largest shareholders, but depending on how much each one of them have also.
Right.
And they might not make either one of them a CEO. I understand that. But I'm just wondering, like, they have to do it all emergency, because it'd have to be fast, because it is publicly traded.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd have to have it back up. Like bringing up NXT talent. Like, it'd just be nuts. They'd probably hire Triple H to be their CEO, just because they know that he knows some sort of experience.
Right.
That's just nuts to think about. But it happened to a football team in college.
Huh.
The whole football team died.
Yeah,
Marshall
it did.
or something like that.
Happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. And they had to bring all their second and third string guys up. Robbie says, I always rated Sami. And looks like a correction on his word of matches. Like, Lord, let them make up your mind. Do you want to come for work or not? Well, I want to come. I want to have work and have fun. Can't we do both? Like, jeez.
It would be so much fun because it just doesn't get hot.
Mm-hmm. Because you could just do it all day.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Like, when we start, like, we have to, like, plan around our summers here. Because it gets pretty warm. You wouldn't think it would, but it can get up into, like, the 90s and 100s here.
Oh, it's, easily 100 in the sun in the middle of the day.
Well, yeah, but the thing of it is people don't think it does because of our elevation. Like,
It definitely does. It's hot as fuck. I have some buddies that are from Houston, Texas, and they say it's hotter here than in
Really,
Houston.
talk to me like I have no idea what you're talking about. Yes, I understand that. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying people don't realize that it does get hot here. Like, people think because you're in the north, you know, that it doesn't get hot, is what I'm saying. But it does. Film says, anything happened yet? Did Charlotte Flair wrestle? We haven't had any female matches, Film.
There's not going to be any Charlotte wrestling tonight.
I don't think there's going to be any female matches. Right now we have...
She's wrestling tomorrow, though.
Right now we have Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura, and they are wrestling for... the Intercontinental title.
Championship, yeah. We haven't seen it on the line forever.
Make sure I have the right one there.
It is Intercontinental.
Vindicator says Hogan and Rock are more popular than Taker? ? I thought Steve Austin was more popular than Dwayne Johnson.
Those are the three guys that I would put right there. Hogan, obviously. When he wrestled, he had 50 million people watching the sport.
Yeah.
And then Stone Cold and The Rock and Taker. You can put them in any order you want. I'm just saying that those are the four. Ric Flair isn't going to draw that many.
Right.
He might be on the Mount Rushmore because it makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
But he isn't in the top 4 of popularity of all time.
Right.
On the popularity mountain, it's those 4.
Sophie says, I also like that they taped the Go Home episode of SmackDown a week in advance so they could fly to Saudi if they are booked. True.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Robbie says, nah, film. Charlotte just stunk out the place at the start. And Sophie says, when this Saudi deal first started, everybody on the roster, except for some people, had to go even if they aren't booked for the show.
Yeah, they did, too. It was weird. And they did those big battle royals. So they had to have everybody for that one. The world's greatest Royal Rumble or whatever it was.
Well, you can't just do it with 4 people. It'd be weird.
They had 50.
And you still can't do it with just 4. It would be weird. Film says, I love Nikki A.S.H's armpits. Her armpits are so powerful. She could win a championship with those armpits. Nice. Luke says, yeah, in the summer here it averages 65 and misty, although we did get a few 90s here. Robbie's like, why do you always get irritated quick?
Just quick. Sometimes. Like, why? Just, oh, here we go.
With what?
Your irritating quickness.
To put something away?
Elbow drop by Sami Zayn. 1. Again, he kicks out. Sami Zayn taking it right to Nakamura. Knife edge chop right to Nakamura's chest. And another one. I don't even know if they call them knife edge chops anymore. Just chopping the shit out of him. Into the corner. Big clothesline. That was a weird clothesline. It was almost like he wasn't supposed to have it. Sami Zayn, gonna get him in a Boston Crab? No. The hell is that? 12-6 elbow drops. Or just elbows. Nakamura trying to muscle up here. Get the crowd involved. Arm drag. Jumps up on him. Look at that. Armbar. I think he's got it. No. Sami rolls him. 2. So close. Almost had a new champion. Nakamura at the left. Those are rights. Big forearm. Educated feet. And drop kick right to the head. Nakamura taking Sami into the corner. Setting up. Sami blocks it. Nakamura ends up blocking that. Hits him in the back. Slides underneath. But drops him right down. Was that a rake? Or did he pull his hair?
He just grabbed his legs, it looked like to me.
So close. Nakamura almost retaining his title there. Nakamura back on his feet. It's 12-6 elbows. Those were banned in the UFC. Because they're so dangerous. Picks them up. Nope. More elbows. Now they're just elbowing each other. This is goofy. Goofy wrestling. Picks him up. Sami. Oh, drives him down. That might be it. Oh, Nakamura kicks out. So close. A fraction of a second. And we would have had a new Intercontinental Champion. I think I am going for Sami Zayn to win this. But if Nakamura wins it, it's alright.
I don't feel that Sami's going to win it this time around anyways.
A little too early. Maybe a disqualification. Up over. Oh, shit! He was trying to launch through. I didn't know he had that much elevation. Maybe he's getting excited for the NBA All-Star game.
I don't know
with
why
his
white men
jumps.
can't jump.
Right? What was that guy's name in Cheers?
Woody Harrelson?
Woody Harrelson. That's who that is. You ever seen that? It's actually a pretty good show.
Well, I've seen parts of it, and then I decided I didn't want to watch it anymore because it was too stupid.
Nakamura went for that Shinsasa or whatever it's called and hit his knee on the steps. You ever played pool noodle ice hockey?
Nope.
It's a new sport, sweeping the nation.
Boom says, I'm still ready for Charlotte Flair to wrestle and show her beautiful feminine and sexy armpits. And Sophie says, remember Sami, Cesaro, and Shinsuke were part of a group that they broke up for whatever reason and out of nowhere.
Yes.
Sami got too big for his britches and became a jerk, and so they wanted him out.
It was perfect, too. I loved him as the mouthpiece in that. I just wish he would have wrestled, too.
Ravi says, Film, do you have posters of Charlotte on your bedroom wall? And Film says, okay, thanks for telling me, Ravi. And Luke's like, Ravi, why do you always ask questions you know will irritate? Delete the LOL. Ravi's like, Film, big up. Ravi's like, LOL, it's banter, Luke, fam. And Vindicator says, Sting would be close to being on Mount Popular more, too.
That's true.
Sophie says that's what you should do. Go on vacation, but somehow, some way do this while on it.
Yes.
Film says, no, I don't think so. I wish I had a poster of Charlotte Flair. And Chris says, hey, Travis and D. Hey, Chris Akane. Nice to see you in the chat. Roy says, LOL, you know me. I like to banter with the LOL. Luke. And Sophie says, whenever a YouTuber goes on vacation, they somehow, some way, find a way to still do YouTube stuff. Sophie says, why is G all of a sudden? Ravi says, this has been the best match so far. LOL. Looks like
easy. Because
she wants to be. Sophie says Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville at Mania. Film says that Sasha Banks not going to wrestle. I'm probably sure she's busy doing something else besides wrestling.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening with Sasha.
Robbie says this channel cracks me up. And Sophie says, too bad the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is in Saudi. This match would be perfect on the show.
Yes, I agree. But Sami Zayn cannot compete in Saudi Arabia. At least either whether it's his beliefs or their beliefs. So
Whichever one. They don't coexist well, and it's just better that he does not go. Film says go, Sami Zayn goes. Chris says no Shotzi. Maybe she's getting rebranded.
No.
Who knows?
Oh, God, again.
I don't know. Haven't seen her for a while, so who knows what's going on. Film says, I think Sami become WWE champion in 2023. I want to see it happen. The only reason why I say the Shotzi thing being rebranded is because she hasn't been posting a lot of stuff on her social media either. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that. Usually she's always posting stuff, like with that Danny Alexa girl.
Uh-huh.
Like they're really good friends, and you'll see a lot of their stuff together, but they haven't been. Looks like, delete that we are having Phoenix Fox babies soon. Would you be okay if we named foxes after you and Trav and Ayla? If you really want to call a fox delete that, you go right ahead. I don't think it will like that name.
What does the fox say?
Trav and Ayla might work, but delete that? That's a little too big of a name for an animal. Looks like I love Rock and Austin, but in my opinion, the Mount Rushmore should be wrestlers that made an unquestionable impact on wrestling and were integral to their brand survival. Therefore, my Rushmore would be Hogan, Taker, Sting, and Austin.
Right. I get Austin and The Rock because of their popularity, but I don't feel like they had long enough runs if the argument was to be made. Because they didn't have long careers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I bet you Austin, if you look at it, didn't last 10 years in the business before he broke his neck. And I mean, as Stone Cold Steve Austin, he was obviously, Stunning Steve Austin for a while in WWE. Or WCW, sorry. And The Rock, he got popular and left. Which is fine, because go make your money, I understand that. But that would be the argument if you were going to go with the game changers. But The Undertaker was there forever. Hogan was there forever. Ric Flair was there forever. Sting's been around forever. I can see those guys also. If you're going for longevity.
Right. I wouldn't know.
You've heard of those guys, and they were from the 80s.
Doesn't mean I know anything about them or their careers or anything. I don't know them. I know nothing about them, so I have no opinion about it. Film's like, so excited for my birthday coming up this Sunday. Fantastic film.
Yeah.
Ravi says Shotzi too busy eating a 5-course meal and catering. Luke says that, and Ravi says, what does the fox say? And Ravi says Sami deserves to win the title.
Oof. He could, and Nakamura had it for a while. He was injured.
Dude, don't go too close on his face. He's got a booger
He's
coming
got a
out of his
booger in his left
nose.
nostril.
It looks like the Austin versus Vince feud was an instrumental to saving Raw as Taker. That's why I put him there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, there was game-changing things that they did.
Robbie says, Sting, how's he still rolling like Limp Bizkit?
Rolling. Got Sami Zayn going right after Nakamura's head. He's going to get disqualified. There it is. She's going to ring the bell. Nope. I thought that was going to be it.
She's giving him a no-no and putting him in the corner. Phillips, I can't wait to see that birthday thumbnail on Monday. Why would we do it on Monday after your birthday? I'll have to remind Travis to put it in the pay-per-view tomorrow. Well, he is a champion, so there should be...
Have everybody email us their birthday so we can put it on like a ticker or something on the bottom.
Intestinal fortitude.
The old intestinal fortitude. Look at Nakamura kicking Sami in the face. Come on. Big kick. Nakamura about ready to end this. He's going to get disqualified. Nope. I feel like this match is going to end in a disqualification.
It's a possibility. Anything's possible.
Well, because I'd like to see it at a big pay-per-view. And Mania. Title change. Here comes that big knee. If he hits Sami with it, it's done. Oh, Sami wisely rolls to the outside.
Well, Shinsuke stopped before he got too far, so good for him. Saving his energy. Arlington Undertaker, or as we know him as Chris Akane, says Taker going into the Hall of Fame. He sure is. That's what we heard too. It's happening. Philip says, or you can post a birthday on the community tab. I'm fine with it either way.
Poor leg. Nakamura breaking people.
That's Sami Zayn breaking Nakamura.
All right, Sami Zayn crawling into the match. Ring. I'll say match. Sami kicks him in that knee right in the meniscus. 1, 2, 3. We have a new champion. Sami Zayn. After tearing the meniscus, Nakamura is done. Nothing illegal about that.
That's funny. Robbie's like, Sami wins, yo. And Luke's like, I told you guys, LOL. And Robbie's like, big up Sami on to win. As Robbie says, Sami breaking man's leg like a Kit Kat. And a film says, kind of happy for Undertaker since he'll be at the Hall of Fame and going into the Hall of Fame too. Thank you, Taker. Arlington says, yeah, my boy Sami wins, baby. Well, good for Sami Zayn winning back that title that he says was his to begin with.
That's right. Didn't they have 2 of them? During the pandemic, he left with one and then they had another one. They had to unify them.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I forgot about that.
He's like, I am the real Intercontinental Champion. I can't remember who had it after
I can't remember either.
Big
Cesaro
E?
or something? Big E, maybe?
It was Big E.
Oh, it was Big E.
Big E had it. There you go. You have a new Intercontinental Champion before the pay-per-view. Now he is your
that little
winner.
kid. Throw up
The L, given the loser.
Oh, that's great. Great. Good stuff.
Robbie's like, D is not impressed that Sami won. I was like, is Ronda fighting on the pay-per-view?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what that whole contract signing earlier
she's
tonight
gonna have her one
was
arm
about.
behind her back.
It was about her and Naomi going up against Charlotte and Sonya Deville at Saudi Arabia pay-per-view.
Yeah, there's 3 women's matches and 4 men's. There's 7.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Yeah, 7. Yeah. 3 women, the Elimination Chamber, and then 2 regular matches, and then the men's match for elimination, and then the whatever championship matches for tag team titles and
Right.
Universal Championship.
It should be a fun card. If you ask me.
Oh, Arlington Edgar says people saying Cody was spotted going to Saudi Arabia.
That would be a great way to pop it, wouldn't it?
Robbie says that match will be so shite.
So, if they're going to do that, how I would like to see him do it is Austin Theory or whatever just doesn't show up.
Hmm.
And so they need a replacement,
Right?
and then Cody shows up.
Yeah, they could do it that way. It'd be
And then
weird
wins
though,
it.
because with Brock Lesnar there, I don't know.
It's hard to do, yeah. You can't overshadow Brock.
Robbie wants to know, Travis, what would you say is Flair's best move? Are you talking about Charlotte Flair?
I like, if you're talking about her dad, I liked how he just gets beat up. It's so great. Like when he gets punched, he walks like 5 steps and falls on his face. But if you're talking about his daughter, it's either the chops or the figure 8.
She doesn't do the chops anymore. I haven't seen her really do a lot of those lately.
And then natural selection. She also does that moonsaw or whatever off the top rope. Those are kind of her 3. And I mean to the outside. Not the one she does in the inside, because she does that one, lands on her feet, and then does another flip.
Mm-hmm.
Not that one. I mean, it's still cool, but it's not her best.
Right. Film says, I love watching you guys. You guys make me happy. You guys make me feel like I'm part of the Wrestling Gap family from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. No,
Woo!
thank you,
As
Film.
you are.
We appreciate you being in our chat, hanging out, talking some wrestling, and doing all that fun stuff. Robbie says, of course, Charlotte. And then Sophie says, now it is saying that the pay-per-view starts at 12 p.m.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Just have your notifications on if you want to hang out with us. Arlington Indicator says Cody should cost Roman the title. Mania Cody versus Reigns, or Cody just comes out at the end of Reigns versus Goldberg and challenges Reigns at Mania.
Right. And I would love to see that. Let Brock wrestle for the WWE title against Bobby or something.
Mm-hmm.
Makes more sense to me.
Yeah. Robbie says, Travis, does Dumpling have any decent moves?
Yeah, she's fine. There's nothing wrong with her moveset. I don't mind her at all. She does that splash off the corner, whatever it is, like Yokozuna used to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just the sitting on the girls. The backdrop, like Bray Wyatt would do.
Right?
I mean, I don't know of any technical moves she's out there doing, but she's more of a brute than a finesse wrestler.
Luke says, Trav, if you have time, you should watch the interview Pat McAfee did with Brock. It was awesome and illuminating.
I seen it, and I wanted to watch it, but it's like 40-something minutes, and I was like, ugh. But I guess I could speed it up.
Yeah. Sophie says, I wonder if the people that don't have the network still could get the pay-per-view tomorrow.
Yes. It is $44 on $44.99.
On regular pay-per-view
Mhm.
type stuff.
Yeah, I looked it up.
Luke says, Sophie, 12 Eastern, for fuck's sake. Film's like, honestly, I think it's too early for Cody Rhodes to show up at Saudi Arabia. I think he should show up at WrestleMania, in my honest opinion.
But then he wouldn't wrestle at WrestleMania.
Right. So people are wanting, if they're gonna have him be there, right? And people want to see him there, then you'd want him to wrestle somebody. So that's why people.
Seth Rollins, guys, come on, Cody, Seth, that's a main event.
Oh God.
Why is she being a fanboy? the hell is she
It's
wearing?
like 12 Eastern, but does that mean the official pay-per-view starts, or is that the kickoff showtime?
Right, exactly. That's what I keep wondering.
Sophie, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of where we're at. I mean, I just don't see him doing the bump as a preview unless that's, you know, and if they are, then they should be advertising that more with what they're doing, but they aren't.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
All those fans.
Of himself.
Okay.
Rob, is it Travis, for you, who has the better wrestling styles out of the 4 horsewomen?
I think Bayley's the best wrestler out of the group. If that's what you're asking.
Who has the better wrestling styles? That's his question.
Right.
So it just depends on how you interpret that.
Right. I mean, Sasha's fun. Charlotte's more of a brute. Becky's the talker. She's going to do it with the mic. And Bayley's just the best wrestler. So all 4 of them have a little bit different styles. So, in my opinion, the best one is Becky. Because I'm more into the mic skills.
For the wrestling styles. Vindicator says, loving that dress Aaliyah's wearing makes me want to take her out on a date.
I don't know what's happening. It confused me.
Her dress?
Yeah, did you see it? Her outfit?
Yeah, it looked like she was in her get-up and her normal attire, I guess. Not her wrestling get-up. As Luke says, OMFG Sophie, we already said that as far as we know, 12 Eastern for the pay-per-view and 11 for the Bumps pre-show. The Arlington Undertaker says, if you guys haven't kept up with NXT, it's getting good because Solo Sikoa, a.k.a. Uso's cousin, challenged Walter, a.k.a. Gunter, to a match.
I seen that on Tuesday.
Yeah, we did catch some of it. Sophie says, if Cody does show up, tease it tomorrow and let him show up next week on WWE TV. And Sophie says, who cares about the bump? I don't watch that at all. I don't watch it either, but I just think it's weird if they're going to do the pre-show on the bump, then they should be advertising that that's the actual pre-show, and they're not. And so it's really weird. And I'm trying to remember when we did the Saudi Arabia show in October, if they had a pre-show.
I thought they did.
I thought they did too. And I thought it was just in the States they did the pre-show.
Because we started a half hour late.
And that was on Peacock anyways. So I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, we started a half hour into it. Because
Yeah.
we were like, why we don't need to do it.
Right. Arlington Anchor says, unless they do Cody versus Stone Cold at Mania, that would be out of left field, but I wouldn't mind that.
I don't see it because that means that Cody would have to win.
And then he'd be nothing. Why would you put him against somebody that he's not going up against to get championships?
It's got to be Kevin Owens. He's already started it with the whole I hate Texas stuff.
Yeah. Film says, I love Wrestling Gab, heart Wrestling Gab for life. And it
For
says,
life.
normally for a pay-per-view, WWE does one, but at the same time the Bump does one to interview wrestlers they can't fit on pre-show. Then the Bump does a live watch-along on YouTube with stars.
Right. And I watched the one for the Royal Rumble, and Paul Heyman was on there and said that he always would love his tribal chief. And that's why I was like, he's turning.
Mm-hmm.
So
it gives
Bump
away
can-
stuff too. So why would you want something that's going to give away what's happening in your show? Why even bother watching? Robbie's like, it's 2022. You don't need to pay the WWE Network or pay to watch the pay-per-view. That's your opinion, Robbie, and I don't support that statement in any way.
You got to get these guys paid.
Luke says, well, Sophie, you're not the only person WWE freaking cares about. And Sophie says, usually for pay-per-views, the WWE does 2 different pre-shows. And Robbie says, is Ronda overrated? I'm guessing
As a
that's a
wrestler?
question, not a statement. I don't know. I guess it's a question.
She's not a very good wrestler.
Luke says, Sophie, stop talking about it. We gave you all the info we have. And Robbie says, oh, the bump, never seen it in my life. And Luke says, hell yes, Ronda is overrated. So he's like, maybe they are saving Cody for after Mania. Maybe. Who knows? We don't know. Nobody knows but him and whatever talks he may or may not be in. Robbie says, why do some people fangirl over Ronda?
She was famous in the UFC, and that she's got a lot of fans. That's what it's all about. And she does the Roddy Piper thing. A lot of people like Roddy Piper, and so she's trying to milk on that a little bit. There's still, 14 minutes?
Yeah, without a commercial or two. Luke says the bump is amazing, as if he says, but there are people who still order pay-per-views like the old days before the network was a thing.
Yeah, it is. It's on pay-per-view. Makes no sense to me, but...
Robbie's like, LLD, why would I pay for the pay-per-view if I can watch it for free? You tell me. I don't have any opinions about that whatsoever. We don't support any of that garbage. It's just Roman Reigns coming out, guys.
It is.
He's probably going to talk. I don't know if there's going to be any action. This was the last 15 minutes of the show.
536 days as world champion. Goldberg's here. He's in the building. He's going to come out.
Oh. Well, there you go. Oh, yeah, they did show his little weird stuff in the back or whatever earlier.
Face-to-face.
Oh, they're face-to-face up next. Oh, goody gumdrops. More talking.
But we might get a commercial here, and that'll take up about 4 minutes.
Uh-huh. Luke says when Ronda first joined WWE, she did good. Then her whiny-ass ego got involved and ruined it.
Fact. Yeah, she couldn't handle being booed either. You know?
Oh, yeah, she couldn't handle that at all.
Which could be the ego. My water was dirty.
This water looks like that. It's gross. Let's see. Sophie says the placement for tomorrow is more important because the Raw superstars have to travel a long time to get to Raw on Monday.
Yeah, but when it's on Thursday, they have to get back in one day for SmackDown. At least this way they have 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Or 48 hours or more.
Yep. Robbie says, do you have a perfectly good stream to watch it? So it's all gravy for me. Congratulations, my son. Congratulations. Vindicator says, oh my god, bro. I think WWE has set a record for all the face-offs and contract signings they made us sit through this year. I can't stick around for this. I will see you tomorrow for the paper.
All right.
Thanks for hanging with us as long as you did, Vindicator. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your Friday night, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for pay-per-view, predictions, all that stuff. Luke says it's called piracy, Ravi, and it's illegal. Matter of fact, with UK passing new internet laws last year, if you get caught, it's pretty severe, much more severe than America.
Right. Make sure you have one of those things that the skier said that you're supposed to have, but in China it's banned.
Whatever those things are, we don't promote any of that stuff. Our channel is not affiliated with any of that. Vindicator says, have a good night, guys. I promise not to be so much of an angry wee after I have had some coffee. Yeah, don't be a douche, man. Don't be a wee. Don't be a wee. Bryce is in the chat. He said, hey, Bryce. Says, hey, Wrestling Cow. Sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything cool?
Yeah, we got a new champion.
Intercontinental Championship went from Shinsuke Nakamura to Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Other than that, I don't know if there was anything. Oh, Ricochet beat Sheamus.
Yeah, he did. He beat him.
Because Ridge Holland did a boo-boo. And then Sheamus got mad at him.
And then Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville signed a contract against Ronda and Naomi for tomorrow.
Yeah, to fix that botch of how her head did not hit the table. They just did some, different camera angles and stuff.
Fancy camera work.
Make it better. Rose says, Luke, it's all good if you have that thing, it's all them ways there, yeah, And Bryce is saying, and thank gosh it's Friday. Yeah, you done with your week? You're like, man, weekends it is. Looks like the VPNs just became a lot easier to trace. Plus, it's a heavy crime if you get caught with one. Well, duties. I'm not reading your guys' comments anymore.
Illegal.
I do not participate, nor do I condone illegal activities in our chat, and I will not read those chats anymore. You guys can have your conversations to yourselves. La 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 la.
Paul Heyman is back with Roman. It's funny because you would think that Brock would need him more, but I think he is better with Roman. Paul Heyman?
Yeah. I don't know what he brings to the table for either one of them, but whatever. At this point, I think he's just annoying.
I want to know how Brock loses this. Everybody does a finisher on him, and then Bobby puts him in the full Nelson, and he passes out. Because it's a cage match with no tools. You know?
Right. I mean, and who's to say that who's to say that it has to be Bobby that gets rid of him? There's far other guys in there besides those two. You know, all the other guys could, you know, stand up and throw Brock out.
Yeah, but it's not. You have to pin him or submit him.
Okay, so they all lay on top of him.
Well, that's what I was saying. Maybe that, like a dog pile. That's the only way I could see him losing, or to Bobby, is why I said Bobby, by the way.
Well, Luke, I'm not on the side of those things. I strongly disagree with him. Yeah, sarcasm is not your strong suit, Luke. Anyways, I'm done with this topic.
Yeah.
As Robbie says, do you think Bobby is good on the mic?
No,
Poor
not
guy.
even
I
a
feel bad
little
for
bit.
him. He's not really that good.
He's kind of terrible at it, and that's why he's got MVP.
Every once in a while, you know, if he only has to say like a few words or something, it's cool. And he gets his point across, and that's it. That's fine. But if he has to like have a conversation, it doesn't work
For a long
so
period
well.
of time, you're like, oh.
I mean, you're just kind of like, oh, cringe boy. Like Liv, it kind of makes you go, ooh. I feel bad for him, but you know, some people got it, some people don't. It's fine.
Does Roman have it?
I don't really care about Roman, so
He's kinda got it.
That's other people's opinions.
Acknowledge me.
I personally do not. Bryce says, "Hey, did Sami Zayn win the Intercontinental Championship?"
He did.
Say he did. I say
New
it.
champion.
I said it. We'll say it again. Say it one more time. Sami Zayn's your new Intercontinental Championship winner. He is the champion now. As Luke says, seriously, I have all the streaming apps and will get pay-per-view if need be. LOL.
I love it. He's going to say that tomorrow, and that place is going to blow up in Saudi Arabia.
Because they're going to be acknowledging. We can't do that, sir. I'm sorry. Whoever new person came in the chat with a different name. I don't know your name. I'm sorry. New person. Life. Yes, life. Bryce says, way to go, Sami Zayn. Yeah, he finally got his Intercontinental Championship back. It's not all a conspiracy anymore, I guess.
Love all him. He gets to work with the two top guys in the company. This has got to be a tough job.
Right?
He finds it orgasmic
That's
to
disgusting.
work with Roman.
I think I threw up a little bit. Robbie's like, is Nikki A.S.H, aka the Hurricane's daughter, good on the mic?
She's not the worst. I never got to see Gretzky. I didn't watch it. Drew Brees.
We don't like Drew Brees?
Well, not like when you're talking about greats. There you go.
Where are they at?
Maybe in New Orleans? I have no idea.
Oh. Is that where they were on Friday? They were, weren't they? They were in New Orleans. Pretty sure. I was like, Nikki A.S.H.
They're saying
sounds
it.
more
Who dat?
Scottish
Who
than
dat? Who dat gonna beat them Saints? Who dat?
Who dat? Huh? Looks like, I think that's the first time the crowd has treated Roman like a full heel, LOL. Film says, so no women's matches coming up after this, or is it about it for the card that SmackDown has?
It's over.
It's over, hun.
It's over in
just
5 minutes.
Face-to-face with Roman and Goldberg, and that's it. No more. Done.
Goldberg's probably going to interrupt him here in a second, and then there's 5 minutes left in the show.
Robbie says, does Roman act like this when he's with his wife?
I'm sure. He makes her acknowledge him. And she's like, my tribal chief, I love you. Let's go to Valentine's Day.
Right. Luke says, no more ladies matches tonight. We didn't even
Here he
have a
comes.
ladies match. You couldn't even say there's no more because we didn't even have one to begin
Nope.
with.
The broads were out first, and that was it. They're like, done.
That guy, he's got his headphones on his kid, and he's all holding them on his ears. And he's all yelling behind him, Goldberg! Goldberg!
Earmuffs. Goldberg.
Robbie says, it's tree in the morning. Is it? It's a tree? Don't tell Vindicator that. He is not a happy person about trees.
Here he comes. Father Time.
Like, we need the shortest, weirdest looking security guys that you have.
Yeah, wouldn't you think the security guards would be almost as big as the athlete?
Look at that guy. Weirdo with a beard. It's like, dude, what the hell
So
happened
Goldberg
to you?
got shredded, but he's lost mass. But he's shredded, so that looks good.
Well, maybe he's just being more healthy about his life.
Absolutely. That's what it
Films
is.
like kind of wish WWE would step up with their women's matches. Some of them are pretty good, which I will admit. Film you'll have to watch tomorrow. They have 3 of them. They have the Elimination Chamber women's match. They have a tag team match. And then they have
A world
Becky and
championship,
Lita match. So if you want to watch female matches, it'll have to be tomorrow, and you'll just have to suck it up. You ain't going to see any armpits. If you want to see women's matches, that's where they're going to be at. They're going to happen. Bobby's like, LOD, LOL, and says, what's the point of Goldberg coming back? So you can ask dumb questions.
He's got to wrestle Roman. If they do it like they did with Brock, he wins in 30 seconds, and then they wrestle again at WrestleMania, but I don't see that happen. I think he's too old.
Yeah.
You can see the age just over the last 5 years on him.
And it's like, oh my god, just give the guy a break. Just let him be retired and be done with life.
Right.
Those weird cowboy boots and shit.
Still a badass old man. I'm saying, like, he'd be up at a PTA meeting.
I'm sure he would. Definitely in a PTA meeting. I don't think there'd be any parents there anyway, so it really wouldn't matter. I was like, oh, it wasn't a dump question. Are you sure it wasn't a dump question? I think it was. It was dump. Total dump. Like a dumpster fire happening.
You gonna walk up on me, huh?
I don't even have to say words. I was like, LOL.
Goldberg. That's a loud crowd. He's still got fans.
Of course he has fans. They acknowledge him.
So he dropped his mic, so he don't want any.
Don't cry me.
I think he
I was
was.
like, also, I guess I'll give Elimination Chamber and Saudi a chance, but in my honest opinion, in my beliefs, I still love women's therapists. They have the right to be shown, or in other words.
Who was the one, the wrestler that kept calling him William all the time, and he got all mad at him? That was a long time ago. I can't remember who it
Goldberg called him William?
was. No, he
Oh.
is William. He's Bill Goldberg.
Oh, and somebody was calling him William?
William, yeah.
Oh,
Old William.
It sounds like some sarcastic, like Miz or somebody like that would do,
Right.
just to piss him off. Luna's like, see you at 12, everyone. Bye, Luna.
All right, we'll be
see
here.
you tomorrow. Robbie says, I hope
Your
Big
last?
Time Specs puts Lita in the disarmor and never lets go. That's not very nice. Film says, I'm still going to peacefully protest Saudi Arabia to respect women's armpits, so yeah, sticking with my beliefs. Godflesh is like, yeah, I'm gone. Awesome. Film, I totally understand where you're coming from, but, you know, they've been doing the things they've been doing for the last 40-something years and how they have it, you know, and to change it to another thing is going to take more time. And
The Prince is working on it.
the Prince is working on giving women more rights than they... Back
He lets
to the
them drive.
rights that they had before. I mean, people don't understand, like, they had said rights back in, like, the 70s and shit. You know, all this stuff didn't start happening until, like, 79, 80, in the early 80s. you know, all this stuff about them not being able to be women, I guess, being property instead. And the Prince is really trying hard to kind of change some of those beliefs, which I'm glad he's doing what he's doing. And if this is a good step in that direction, then I would support it no matter what. I mean, they're giving a chance for little girls in Saudi Arabia to go, I can be in sports, and I have a choice. And that's what counts. So, well, let's see if Film says that. Gothleshi says, yeah, I'm gone. And Commander Martha says, I'm off duty tomorrow. Sweet, woo! Commander Martha, you're off duty, eh? Well, says, D seems so excited for the pay-per-view. And Luke says, okay, I'm off to bed. Have a good night, y'all. Bye.
Oh, it is bedtime.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us tonight for SmackDown. We'll definitely see you tomorrow for some predictions on the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Don't forget, that is happening. It will be earlier in the day than your normal pay-per-views, though, guys. It'll be about 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. From what we've seen, that's the information we've saw and listened and heard and read and all that garbage. So we'll try to do our pay-per-view predictions before that.
That's a fact.
We'll see you.
All right. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. See you in, 14 hours? Bye-bye.
Yep, bye.